Hi scholars, it's me, Dr. Christy, and I've got another lesson for you today. This book is called A Big Guy Took My Ball. Now the A says A because it's a really short word with a vowel at the end. It's an open vowel. This word says B-ig. The I says I because it's closed in between the B and the G. This word says guy. G-U together just say G, like Q-U together just says Qu. So that can be kind of tricky. It doesn't say G-I, it just says guy. It's a really short word with a Y at the end. The Y says I. A big guy, two O's, took. A big guy took. No, try A big guy took my bow. A big guy took my bow? That doesn't make sense. Bow. Here's the lesson for today. Today we're going to learn two sounds for A-L and A-L-L. You see, A can have one or two L's after it. In both ways, it can say all, like we all have a great time learning to read. So this book is called A Big Guy Took My Bow? No, it says all. So this is the motion. Spread your arms wide and we all love books. A big guy took my ball. Here we go. Oh, by the way, here we have a G-E that says Gerald. Gerald's name has an A-L that says all. Gerald. I found a big ball and it was so fun. And then a big guy came and he took my ball. I am so upset. That is not good. That is not right. Big guys have all the fun. Yes, A-L-L says all. It's a word. Big guys have all the fun. What about the little guys? What makes those big guys think they are so big? Their size? Well, I am big too. I will get your big ball from that big guy. My hero. Here I go. Let's see how big this big guy is. Did you get my ball back? That is a big guy. You did not say how big he was. He is very big. He is bigger than I am, much bigger. I am small, A-L-L says all in small. I am smaller than he is, much smaller. He is so big. Gerald, you did not get my big ball back, did you? I did not. Excuse me. Thank you for finding my little ball. That is your ball? And you think it is little? Well, I am big. So big that no one will play with me. Little guys have all the fun. Big guy, would you like to play whale ball with us? Now here's something I need you to notice. Whale has a magic E. Sometimes magic E's can make an A in all say its name. Not always, but sometimes they can. Would you like to play whale ball with us? What is whale ball? We do not know. We have not made it up yet. With a little help, we can all have big fun. There's our guy. Now, we've learned in this book that A-L can say all, like we all love reading Gerald and, Piggy and Elephant books, or Elephant and Piggy books, Gerald and Piggy. Now, here's another book that has an A-L-L. Notice A-L-L here says all. But this doesn't say there's an alligator under my bed. What does it say? There's an alligator or alligator? Here is the motion for AL or ALL. It says all or owl. Now you're gonna make a big wide arm sweep like we all love Elephant and Piggy, and then you're gonna make some jaws and make them chomp chomp like an alligator. AL says all or owl. ALL says all or owl. So this book is There's an Alligator Under My Bed. By the way, the dedication page says to Alburn and Philip, or maybe it's Alburn and Philip. What do you think? I've never heard that name before. It could go either way. Maybe we should write to Mercer Mayer and see. There used to be an alligator under my bed. When it was time to go to sleep, I had to be very careful because I knew he was there. But whenever I looked, he hid or something. So I'd call, there's that ALL that says all, I'd call Mom and Dad, but they never saw it. It was up to me. I just had to do something about that alligator. So I went to the kitchen to get some alligator bait. I filled a paper bag full of things alligators like to eat. What do you think he's gonna gather up? I put a peanut butter sandwich, some fruit, and the last piece of pie in the garage. I put cookies down the hall. I left fresh vegetables on the stairs. I put soda and some candy next to my bed. Then I watched and waited. Sure enough, out he came to get something to eat. Then I hid in the all closet. I followed him down the stairs. I followed him down the hall. When he crawled into the garage, I slammed the door and locked it. Then I went to bed. There wasn't even any mess to clean up. Now that there is an alligator in the garage, I wonder if my dad will have any trouble getting in his car tomorrow morning. I'll just leave him a note. Dear Dad, there's an alligator in the garage. If you need help, wake me up. Warning, be careful. So here we have a book that has ALL saying all, and here we have a book that has ALL saying owl. Now I have a sorter for you. I'm going to set these aside, and what you're going to do is, this is in your downloadables, so we're going to just fold on the dotted lines like this, and then we're going to, oops, that was not a very good job. So we're going to fold it on the dotted line, and then there are some more dotted lines, so I'm going to fold there too, and there's another one. I'm going to fold there too. Now if I set it up, it should stand like this. It's a tent again. It's not a vowel tent like you'll see coming up. It's an AL and ALL saying all or owl tent. Now, the next activity I have is this. I'm going to give you this sweet treat. And honestly, I'm not sure you're gonna love it, but I hope you do. If you like mints, you're gonna love these. They're really powerful though, so only eat one or two at a time. Now they're all packaged with some plastic wrap, so you know that nobody has gotten into them. But this kind of mint is called Altoids Smalls. So we hear the owl like an alligator, and we hear the all in smalls. Altoids Smalls. I haven't taught you about OI and OY saying oi like toy coin yet. You'll get there. But for now, you just need to focus on that AL. The AL in the name of the candy is Altoids. It's like alligator. The ALL in small says all. And so what you have to do is just remember that it could be AL saying all and AL saying owl. It could be ALL saying all and ALL saying owl. It doesn't matter if there's one L or two L's. Both ways it can make both sounds. But for the sorting chart, I put the word all, ALL, and these sideways marks means you make the sound instead of naming the letters. And here is the name Al. Some people know people named Albert or Alvin, and they might call them Al for short. When I was a little girl, there was a famous guy on TV called Uncle Al, and most people my age know him, but I'm sure you don't. Now, the next step you're gonna do is open these Altoid Smalls, and you're gonna empty the candies out. You'll just get a little baggie and put them in. So what I'm gonna have you do is pour these mints into your baggie so that you can just have this plain tin. It's gonna be a pretty cool word keeper for us. Now in your kit you have a wipe, and that's to wipe the dusty stuff from the candies out of the tin. Keep that though, don't throw it away until after we're finished with this whole lesson. So what we have here is a word keeper, and your word cards, once you print them and cut them, fit right inside your Altoid Small tin. So it's a pretty cool thing. You can ask your parents if you can just take it with you when you go out to dinner or something, and you can have that handy to practice. So your Altoid Smalls hold all your AL and ALL word cards. Now, here's the thing. Remember, two O's say ooh or and you can't tell which, but just by looking at it. You had to flip it. Most of the time it says ooh, so we tried that first. If it didn't make a word, you flip it to It's gonna be that way with AL and ALL. It could say all, which is the most common sound, so try that first. And if it doesn't, flip it and try ow. And again, remember, you can't tell by how many L's there are. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll do a sort where you read the word cards and then you put them in the column according to the sound the word makes. So this is Halloween. Do you say Halloween or Halloween? It might be one of those things that it's said differently depending on where you live. I say Halloween, but lots of people who come to Book Bums say Halloween. You just put it wherever you think. I'm gonna stick it back in the back. This word says bow, bow. Hold on, if I make the sounds for the A saying ah and the L saying ol, it sounds like ow. So if you start with that and you try it and you say ow, and it doesn't make a word, you just have to remember, oh yeah, the main sound for AL is all. So if it doesn't say bow, that's not a word, you're gonna put it right here under ball. This has a single L, C-A-L, and then E-N-D-A-R, calendar, calendar. So this is gonna go under owl. And your job is just to keep sorting these words according to the sounds made. And your parents, whomever bought the kit for you, who loves you so much, will help you to decide which sound it is. Did you nail it? Did you get it? Or did you not? So you're gonna go through decoding all those words, trying to recall that AL and ALL can say all, and AL and ALL can say ow. Now there is a game board that you can play, and it has, here's a walrus. Here are some words that have AL saying all, and then here's an alligator. There are lots of words with AL saying owl. And this is a Valentine and a palm tree. So lots of things on your game board for you to enjoy. You have the movers and dice in your kit. Then I have another list of words on your downloadables, and it just has lots of words with AL saying all. So you can circle it and notice this one says ball, this one says walnut, and this one has two L's, this one only one. So remember, and this is alligator, and this is value. So you can't tell, one or two L's. That's gonna make spelling a little tricky. Now, the spelling is gonna be fun for us because I gave each of you a piece of chalk paper, chalkboard, and a chalk pencil. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna use chalk to spell your words with AL or ALL, saying all or ow. You can use your word cards, you can use whatever you want. Your parents can give you a couple words and you have to say, does it say all or owl? If it says owl, it goes here. And if it says all, it goes here. Altoids Smalls, remember, was our candy. And so once you decide, if it says owl, it's gonna go on this side. And once you start writing the word, you're not going to know if it has one L or two L's. So try it with one. If you don't think that looks right, just add a second one in. Chances are, with all the decoding you're doing with your word cards and with your game board and with your chalk writing, you're going to remember one L or two L's. You'll get it right. If you don't, then fix it, because one of the best ways of putting something into your memory is just really noticing, like, ooh, I missed that. Now I'm going to remember. If I write the word Halloween, it's two L's. All right, now there's one more thing I need to teach you, and that is, well, it's a little tricky. This book is called A is for America. And here's the tricky thing. I taught you that AL says all and ALL says all, and it can go the other way, remember? But look at this. This has not AL, but LA. So if I make the sounds, I would think this would say Nilla, Nilla, mini Nilla wafers. Here's the thing you need to know, and I thought I'd stick this little lesson in here with LA, or with AL, because LA is the one that says la. This is mini Nilla. When I look at that A at the end, it doesn't sound like ah, it says and it's crazy because it can do, the A can say at the beginnings of words too, like this. A is for America. Do you hear those A's? They're saying We call that a schwa sound, and honestly, lots of vowels, all of them can say like in the word T-H-E. I always say T-H-E spells the or the. If you say the, it's correct. It's a short little word with a vowel at the end. If you say the, it's correct. T-H-E, that E is sounding like a schwa. It's saying All the vowels can do it. Don't let it throw you. But the A's are the trickiest ones of all, I believe. So remember, in A is for America, the A at the beginning of a word can say and A at the end of the word can say I gave you this little treat so it would help you to remember that this says nilla, not nil-a. It's like the end of vanilla. Yeah, that's the flavor. So this is in your downloadable to help you to remember. Just put it on your fridge or somewhere where you can remember. There's an information sheet that has open vowel exceptions. So I told you that when you have words with a vowel at the end, the vowel usually says its name. A is an exception, like banana, mama, comma, nilla, like that treat, extra, ninja. So there are lots of words. I even added this sheet to show you that when you have a vowel, another letter, and the last letter is an A, like cola and hula and lima and soda and tuba and yoga, sometimes that A can do magic just like an E. So keep that in mind. Now, here's the important thing. I have AL, which I told you says all or al, and it almost always does. But sometimes when AL is at the beginning of a word, it doesn't say alive, or alive. It says alive. So keep your eyes open. If you say alive, you'll probably figure out what it is. But notice when you are trying to spell the word alive, it's an AL. Tricky, tricky. You're not expected to have this mastered yet. Just be familiar with it and kind of notice it, and your parents will help you too. Here is by far the worst thing about AL saying all or al. That's true. And AL almost always says all. But we already know AW says all. And when you have an AW saying all and then an L after it, like shawl, crawl, that sounds like it could just be an AL. So it's tricky to spell. Sometimes AW says all and there's an L after it. Here's the other thing. O says aw, and when an L comes after it, it says all, like olive or holiday or collar or solid. So AL, it sounds like it could say all, but it's OL. And I already shared with you about the for the AL. So these are some tricksters. Don't worry about it. Just make the sounds you see. This is a no guess zone, and you'll be sure to master these in no time. For now, work on your AL says all or al, your word cards that are in your Altoid Smalls tin. Have lots of fun, and remember, AL says all or al.